What's going on, guys? Naeem Al-Abeidi here. Hope you're all enjoying your day today. I'm super excited to talk about where Bitcoin is headed next because as you can see, we're forming this pennant with this ascending support line, this descending resistance level. You don't know what a pennant is. This is exactly how it looks. And we are going to possibly see a small breakout to the upside soon. And we'll talk about why we're seeing some divergence with the MACD as well and answering some live questions from the audience. I am super excited. Make sure to like this video if you guys appreciate these live streams. By the way, we just launched our new website. The link is in the description below. If you guys are not taking advantage of our signals, check these testimonials out. 10% trade right here. If we go into these testimonials, we've been having our students every single day making profits. This bear market doesn't have to be boring. Check this out. I dropped my take profit just a touch on LSK, took profits in the night. Thanks again, Naeem. Check this out. This guy saying here, right here, he paid for his whole membership just by utilizing our trade signals. Just paid for a month of my membership in a small trade. We're posting these signals every single day. You can see another one here, 10%. Another one here. Fun at 150. I'm jumping off. Here's another one. Let's pull up this. All right, these are all the same ones. Sorry. Check this out. This guy, 50% on his account in 30 days utilizing our signals. So go to the link in the description if you guys haven't already. Sign up for our new group. By the way, this is a brand new website. Check it out. We have some awesome testimonials. I got a message the other day from an individual saying that they made a ton of profits using our signals, did 50% in their account, and I responded to them saying, how was your trades before that? And they said they were losing for months and months and months utilizing our Discord. Make sure to go through our premium education. This is also free, by the way. The Discord premium education is a place that you guys can go to and actually check out some of these awesome tips, your trading psychology, risk management education, tons of awesome content here, so make sure to check that out. But let's dive into this Bitcoin technical analysis and then take some questions from the audience. I want to talk about what I'm looking for. I actually put out a long signal for Bitcoin. It's still active. However, nobody has entered the trade yet. It was right around an entry at 3,600. The reason I chose that is because this line right here is the exponential moving average. And what I'm looking to see at this point is for this price level to break above this exponential moving average to around 3,600, because there's going to be a potential that this break is going to take us to at least 4,000 or 3,970 to be exact. I think our take profit on the signal was right around 3,950. That's why you guys need to be part of the group so you guys can get these signals straight to your phone. And we put a ton of work into this. It's just not me. We have analysts every single day providing these signals. We even do Forex signals. If you guys look here, you can see Bretton Walker posting Forex signals and making tons of profits on these Forex signals. So take advantage of that. Here's one he posted, ZAO USD, went straight into the sell zone, took profits on that. Make sure to go to the link in the description, tprofitclub.com/R. for register. So once again, another thing that I'm looking at here is the MACD. If you guys look at this MACD, we're starting to see this MACD form this ascending support line. And one thing that you have to notice here is the MACD loves to go above 80 every single time it drops below 20. You can see here, every time it goes below 20, it wants to go above, back up to 80. Every time it goes below 20, back above 80. Below 20, back above 80. And you can see right now, we've went to below 20, but we haven't yet went above 80. What does that mean? To me, that means that patterns indicate that they're most likely going to repeat themselves. Therefore, I'm looking to see when this MACD is going to start curving up in order for us to go ahead and confirm. I'm sorry, this is the RSI. I'll talk about the MACD in a sec, but I'm waiting for this RSI to go ahead and start to swing back up. And once again, break right above that EMA for us to confirm any sort of bullish move for Bitcoin. Looking at the MACD, something interesting here is we almost had a MACD crossover here. It actually faked me out. I put out a short-term Bitcoin signal and I hit stop loss on this because of this MACD crossover, but you can see we're still curving down, but I don't expect this to continue downwards just because we saw this huge downwards momentum from all that sell volume, and therefore I don't expect that to come again. I'm expecting some sort of green sometime soon. Now, is that a positive outlook for the long term for Bitcoin? We're going to be talking about a couple articles, including Bitcoin ETFs being withdrawn. You can see here, no Bitcoin ETF Cboe withdrawals proposed rule change to list Bitcoin ETF. That's something that a lot of people were excited about. They were super optimistic that Bitcoin ETFs were going to mature the market, allow regulations to mature. But here's the problem. If you see here, it says the current government shutdown in the U.S. likely plays a part in the matter for them removing the actual request of having Bitcoin ETFs. And you can see this lawyer here, he's a government enforcement defense and securities litigation lawyer, tweeted here saying the shutdown affects the SEC and its processes for handling ETF proposals. So here's the problem. One of my mentors actually said this to me once. He said, if you want to know the state of the government, just walk into your local DMV. For those of you that are not in the US, if you walk into the DMV where you get your license, you get a ton of government issued certificates from the DMV, it's a complete mess. And that's our government right now. So I don't think Bitcoin ETFs are their main priority when the whole government is shut down right now. IRS, you can't even get a hold of them. I just registered a new S-Corp for a company that I launched. I haven't gotten a response on that. So the government shutdown is definitely affecting the market. But once again, when there's lows, there's always got to be a high. And so I'm not expecting that to fully affect the cryptocurrency market. Just because a government is shut down doesn't mean the long-term aspect of this market is going downhill, because you can see here another positive article here. NASDAQ finally gives a green light to cryptocurrency. You can see here it says blockchain technology company Cboe Incorporated just got $20 million from a Series B funding round, and the NASDAQ Ventures led the round and is one of the NASDAQ's biggest moves towards the crypto market yet. Now, what's super interesting, if you actually go into this article, you can see here it says the company's CEO spoke her mind, stating that the firm might create a crypto exchange further down the road. What does that mean? That means that the NASDAQ just invested in a possible cryptocurrency exchange. So that, in my opinion, is extremely positive news for the overall cryptocurrency market. If we were to pull up coin market cap here, you can see the majority of these coins are down right now in US dollar value. If we were to look at Bitcoin, you can see here as well with Bitcoin's analysis, we're not necessarily seeing any sort of positive momentum. Let's go ahead and refresh this to go ahead and see the drop that just occurred. You can see here, we are still on this ascending support line. So this pennant that's forming is the only positive news that I'm seeing for Bitcoin right now. But the point is, we are in a consolidation phase between that 3,500 and that 4,000 level right now. And in order for us to make money in this market, we either have to take advantage of these altcoin trades, trade other markets like Forex, which is why we're posting those signals. Once again, the link is in the description below. Join our group for a month. If you don't make your money back, then just cancel your subscription. It's not a big deal. I'm telling you guys, I'm putting a ton of work towards making this the best program ever. We're going to have a fully comprehensive course coming out soon. We're doing monthly masterminds and live calls with all of our members, and we have 24/7 analysts ready to answer your questions, take your chart requests, especially if you're a VIP. So once again, I'm telling you guys, Bitcoin at this point is consolidating. I want to take some questions. Let's see who's live right now. Justin Janae in the house. What's up, brother? If you have any questions, man, I know you've been, learning a lot in our group. I want to give a big shout out to Justin Janae. He's been making a ton of progression utilizing our premium education, and I can't wait to go ahead and bring more content to you guys so that people like Justin can benefit off of that. We got K-Bar, Mike Lopez, tons of people on live right now. And ask some questions. I'd love to answer some very thought-provoking questions. Let's go ahead and remove this EMA. I'm going to insert a couple indicators, talk a little bit more of an in-depth analysis here so you guys have a more confident view of what's happening with Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and insert these Bollinger Bands here. You can see we're approaching the bottom of these Bollinger Bands. Typically, when you're jumping off a Bollinger Band, there's a potential for us to see movement upwards. You can see we bounced off that Bollinger Band, saw this huge move up. This right here could be a ton of profits in your pocket. Right now, we're in the bottom of this Bollinger Band. We've been bouncing on this Bollinger Band, and so it's just a matter of time until we see price action head towards the upside in regards to the Bollinger Bands. Let's pull up a very important indicator as well, the 3 moving averages, and see what's happening here with the 3 moving averages. When we pull up the 50, the 100, and the 200-day moving averages, you can see the 100, the 200, they're not even showing, but you've got this red here, which is the 50-day moving average, and we're still below it. Now, once again, am I watching for us to break above the 50-day moving average? Not really. The reason being is we broke above it here January 7th, and then we went right back down. So it wasn't necessarily a good indicator in regards to what I'm watching. It's going to be the exponential moving average, just because that traces more of the momentum. And if we look at the moving average exponential, when we have broken above it, we've seen some huge upside. And so once again, yes, we broke above it here and dropped, but right now it's the one thing that's causing clear resistance with price action, and price action never lies. Therefore, we want to make sure that we can confirm a breakout before putting in a long position, which is why the entry is at 3,600. David Grabowski on the live stream says, do you see alts untethering their price action from Bitcoin anytime soon at all? Great question, David. Let's go ahead and pull up market cap and check Bitcoin dominance to talk a little bit about that. Now, one thing we are noticing there are some coins starting to raise in dominance, one of those being Ripple, right? If we were to look at Ripple's dominance here, Ripple right around August 2nd of 2016 was around a 1.79% dominance in the full cryptocurrency market, but you can see now it's above 10%. Why is that important? Well, Ripple has been slowly making its way above 10%, and if you don't understand what this chart is showing, it's showing the dominance in the Bitcoin, or I'm sorry, the cryptocurrency market as a whole, being $114 billion. You want to understand what's taking the majority of this market. And you can see Bitcoin's market share is pretty much consolidating around that 50 to 53% mark, while we're seeing some altcoins starting to make some moves. And so once again, is the market going to untether from Bitcoin? Not when Bitcoin is at a 50% dominance. That's just unheard of. We want to make sure that dominance continues to decrease. And what's going to happen is we're going to start to see a few coins make their way towards becoming more dominant, and those are the coins that are most likely going to be here 5 to 10 years from now and are going to be potential good long-term investments. Now, until the market stabilizes, would I recommend holding things for the long term? Not necessarily. Now, understand with every market cycle, there's going to be a phase of consolidation. For us to see this consolidation between that $3,000 and $4,000 mark for Bitcoin, in my opinion, would be extremely positive, because once again, if you were to look at Bitcoin's price less than a year ago, July 2017, we were below the 3,000 level. So for 1 year of growth and having almost 33% growth in 1 year, that's still a significant amount of growth for any commodity, any asset in any market. Therefore, the huge bubble that we saw in December was just a point in which we saw a lot of enthusiasm. But the point we're looking for right now is where are we going to consolidate, because that's when we can start putting in long-term positions and see our money grow over time versus just having to take advantage of day-to-day or week-to-week volatility, which is what we're doing in our group right now, because you have to pivot. You have to evolve, right? Like if you were part of our Discord group a year ago, it was completely different than it is now. At this, like we used to have chats for every single coin. We don't have that now. We have a general crypto chat. We added Forex. We added stocks. Why? You have to evolve. You have to understand this market is a market that follows patterns. And if you understand that, then you also understand that other markets follow patterns as well, and there's more opportunity than just focusing on one market. I was actually watching Ian Bellina. If you guys know who Ian Bellina is, say I in the chat. He's an awesome guy who created Token Metrics. It's a document that was downloaded over 1 million times, and it pretty much allowed you to look at a cryptocurrency or an ICO specifically and determine its token metrics. And that would allow you to know whether it was a good investment or not. And he just made a video recently talking about private equity funding and how he's transitioning into that, because he just doesn't see blockchain being the only place for potential opportunities. And I think that that's the right mindset. It's the same mindset we're taking with Traders Profit Club. That's why I implore you guys, get to our website. Just check it out. It's an amazing website. Check out these amazing testimonials from some of our students. We have thousands and thousands of testimonials of people making tons of profits. Started with 9,100, now have over 45,000 in 4 weeks. So we're making sure to take care of all of our members, and we're providing them best value and the most amount of value than any other group. I'm part of every other premium group, and I know that we provide the most. C-Ron, Thelonious, Mr. Speedy, C-Ron says I. So you guys do know Ian Bellina. I love it. So Hourglass just asks, has Bitcoin potentially capitulated towards the downside for good? I'm looking for 1,300 range to really start buying in. I wouldn't be looking at those ranges just yet, because we have to look at current price action. We don't want to determine anything based on previous support and resistance back when we saw this huge rally, because this huge rally was all enthusiasm and momentum. Right now, we want to see where's the volume going to stabilize, right? You can see that volume is actually descending right now. If you were to look here, volume is at a descending resistance. If you were to look at these volume bars, is that positive? Not necessarily. Does that mean we might see more volume in the future? Potentially. So we want to see where we consolidate more than anything, not set targets at this point, because once you are a part of a bubble like we are in right now, you want to determine where this consolidation will occur, because that's where you can start really putting in some confident swing trades for the long term and have some really potential, some big opportunities in terms of investments. Gilbert says bots already pumped everything back. BTC is a king that cannot be killed. I love it there. Let's see here. Mr. Speedy says, where's the lacrosse? It's not there because it's not good for you, I found out. Hourglass says, is anyone else sipping on that Hennessy? I hope not. Godorfrio said, Naeem, if you need some motion graphics for your website, I can do it for you. I will charge you in BTC. If you want to add value in any way, go ahead and message me on Instagram at Naeem, Naeem. Follow me on Instagram. I post a ton of awesome content, share a little bit about my personal life there as well. Ashish says, Tron is on steroids. What do you think? Let's check out Tron. That's going to be an interesting technical analysis. Tron has been making a ton of moves. And if you guys know Justin Sun, he is the main topic in China right now when it comes to blockchain and cryptocurrency. You can see it's forming this huge cup here. What a beautiful cup and handle. If you guys don't know the definition of a cup and handle, go to our trading patterns here. And what's exciting about what I'm seeing here with Tron is it actually goes right in line with the definition of a cup and handle. Because, you know, back in the day when we were just trading these altcoins, we were taking advantage of moves that were like within a month. But real movements happen between 4 to 12 weeks, right? And you can see here with this trading pattern, a cup and handle pattern gets its name from the obvious pattern it makes on the chart. The cup is a curved U shape while the handle slopes slightly downwards. In general, the right-hand side of the diagram has low trading volume, and it can last from 7 weeks up to around 65 weeks. So that's even more than the 12 weeks that I mentioned, and that's trading traditional markets and my experience with that. But you can see here, we've seen this huge cup form, and this really started right around May. So if you were to take it all the way up from May all the way to 2019, almost a year, so approaching that, you know, that 30 to 50 week mark, you can see we're starting to get to these previous resistance levels. So would an entry with Tron be a good idea right now? Well, once again, the volume is lower than it was previously. That's a good sign of a potential cup and handle. But you can see here with the RSI completely above and oversold. And you can see every time, it's the opposite of what's happening with Bitcoin, by the way. Every time it goes above 80, it wants to go back down below 20, right? And therefore, you can see that it touched 80. So the entry point for Tron would have been when it was double bottomed here below 20. So you can ride this wave all the way up. But right now, I would be waiting to see this consolidation, this drop, to see it go below 20 before putting a confident swing trade entry. Does that mean that there's day-to-day opportunities? Well, yes, there could be day-to-day momentum opportunities, which is why we post our trade signals on a daily basis. But if you're looking at this on a long-term perspective on a daily chart, and you were to ask me where I see, you know, the long-term perspective here, I would say that we'll most likely see some sort of a drop and some downside soon before seeing any further upside. You can see here, even with the MACD, we're fully extended right now. We're starting to see resistance here. You can see it found resistance once here, about to find resistance there. And I don't believe it's going to go all the way to here, because when it did go all the way up to this level with the MACD, it was when there was a ton more volume, and right now there's a lot less volume. So that's what I would say right now with Tron. It's, you know, wait for the downside before putting in your trade. It's going up like crazy. It's a great hedge right now against Bitcoin, but the point is, you know, the party has already been, you know, the party's done. And at this point, we're going to wait and, you know, clean up the party for, you know, and wait for the next party to come, because at this point, it's way oversold in regards to RSI. And so it would be very dangerous to put a position in for Tron. Now, if we were to look at the short term, I'm sure that would be completely different. If we were to go on a 15-minute chart, that could be completely different. Gilbert says, stay away from Tron. Justin is buying back his coins. He dumped all of billions in the dark, so it only cost him a couple million to pump it every day. You know, at the end of the day, I advise over half a dozen blockchain companies, so I know what's happening behind the scenes, and these companies will do anything they can to get attention, to get press, right? If you were to ask Grant Cardone, a very successful real estate guru, what's the hardest thing about achieving success? He says it's overcoming obscurity, right? Not being known. It's the same thing for any company. How do you overcome obscurity? How do you overcome not being known? You have to create press articles. You have to get out there, right? You know, I see Ripple articles. Say I in the chat if you guys see a lot of Ripple articles out there, like bullish Ripple articles, right? Like Ripple just partnered with this bank. Ripple, like every bank Ripple partners with, there's an article about it, right? Why is that true? Well, that's because they have ad spend and they're able to spend on publicity and PR, and that's a smart way for them to grow their company. Is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. Why would you want to be invested in a company that doesn't invest in publicity or press? That it would be ignorant to do so. So with Tron, it's the same situation. Justin Sun is employing a lot of strategies in order to gain attention, in order to overcome obscurity. Is that a good thing for Tron? Absolutely. Is that going to be the next big blockchain de-application platform and compete with Ethereum and EOS? Well, who knows? It's all going to be about the development, right? And that's not up to Justin Sun. That's up to his team. So don't look at the CEO of a company, the founder of a company, as the face of the company. Yes, that's the leader. And if they're creating publicity, creating attention, that's actually a pretty good thing. But at the end of the day, he has developers. Right? It's like Henry Ford when he was in court, right? Henry Ford, people asked him, like, Henry Ford, you're illiterate. Like, why would we trust you with our, driving your cars? He's like, well, I have a button here and I can press any button here for anything that I want, and I'll have somebody that can do whatever that specific task is, within 5 minutes. And, something, it went along the lines of that. And pretty much what he said is he had a strong team. It didn't matter that he didn't understand how to put the car together. He had amazing engineers that could put it together. So that's that. Jomo, Sexual, C-Ron, Justin, Thelonious, everyone's saying Jairus Tan in the house. We got some awesome people here. Any other questions before we wrap up this live stream? By the way, make sure to like this video if you're watching this live right now. It helps us a ton with engagement as well as continuing what we're doing, just because it shows appreciation. I got a message the other day. I was speaking at a Penthouse Mastermind. By the way, we're throwing a mastermind March 2nd, 2019 here in Hollywood, California. If you guys want details, follow me on Instagram at Naeem, Naeem. I'll be posting some details about that soon. If you guys want to come meet myself and other amazing individuals, we'll have some really awesome founders of blockchain companies there. I'm going to see if I can get my buddy Jeremy Gardner out there and some other great people. If you don't know Jeremy Gardner, he founded Augur, and so that's not confirmed, but we do have some other amazing, entrepreneurs, billionaires, world changers coming to this event. So we're super excited for that. So I was speaking at this event recently, and, I was talking about the art of multiplying your money, because Warren Buffett once said that the majority of people, they stay in the lower class because they don't learn how to multiply money. They only learn how to earn money, right? And so multiplying your money means that you take your cash, you take your liquid capital, and you're able to invest it in things that allow the capital to grow, right? In my opinion, trading is the best way to do that. That's why if I were to show you guys our testimonials here, we have amazing testimonials from tons of students that I showed you guys earlier, making tons of profits on a daily basis. One of our students here, Garrett's been with me for almost a year, and he's finally making some amazing progressions, 47% up in a month, just utilizing our signals. 1 month of taking your calls and applying my own risk management, he says. So understanding the fact that trading, in my opinion, is the best way to multiply your money, because not only are you able to learn a skill that will never be taken away from you, but you're also able to stay liquid as much as possible, as long as you follow the strategies that we utilize, which is short-term day trades or week trades, in order to stay liquid. If you put your money in real estate, you don't have that money to use. You don't have that capital, so it's not liquid. So trading, in my opinion, is the best way to take advantage of these volatile swings. And that's why what I said about Tron right now in the daily doesn't look good. But if we were to pull up a 15-minute chart, it's a whole different monster. It's a whole different ball game, right? We can trade this 15-minute chart just like we can trade any other asset class. If we were to go to BTC USD, you can see tons of opportunities on the 15-minute. Look, even right now, you can see a rounding top here for me. It's a potential long position right here, just up until this previous support, because what? Previous resistance typically acts as previous support. Previous support also acts as previous resistance, right? How do you know that stuff? Well, if you go to our Discord, you go to Premium Education, you can learn these things. So everything is out there for you guys. You just have to take advantage of it. Anyways, I'm going to get off this rant. Sorry for going on to rant. I'm just very passionate about stuff like that. To finish the story, I was talking about multiplying your money in this mastermind, and I got a message. It was like 8 videos on Instagram of this guy just holding the phone like this. And he was talking about how I've changed his life and I've opened his mind, because he never heard multiplying money. He never knew that you can make your money work for you. And that really touched me, because, it's cool having, 25,000, amazing students that we've trained through Traders Profit Club. But to have somebody personally reach out with a video message after watching you speak and tell you how much you've touched their lives, it means a lot. So, that's why we're putting together this next mastermind. Justin says, been reading Think and Grow Rich. I've been reading Principles by Ray Dalio. It's actually upstairs in my room. If you want a good book recommendation, if you go to our Discord as well, you can go here to Helpful Reads. One of my favorite books is Principles by Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio owns the largest hedge fund in the United States, I think in the world, managing over $175 billion. If you don't know what a hedge fund is, he's pretty much a master at trading assets. One of my buddies was at a Tony Robbins mastermind event. He paid $150,000 to get inside this event, and Ray Dalio was there. He said Ray Dalio, by the way, was one of the most extravagant characters he's ever met, one of the smartest guys he's ever met. And Ray Dalio was talking about how in 2008, his fund lost less than 1%, while every fund lost 70 to 80%. The good ones lost 20 to 40%, and his fund lost less than 1% because of him applying his risk management in a universal way throughout all of his traders at his fund. And knowing that, he's an inspiration and a mentor to me, somebody that I seek to eventually meet. And not only that, he's somebody that I look very highly upon just because of the impact he's made. So I would highly recommend that. Seal says 25,000 students. Damn. Yeah, man, we've done a lot. I used to live stream every single night doing trading. When the market started to consolidate, I put more of my time towards actually building out more of a value providing system. And that's why we're expanding to Forex stocks. Stocks will start coming soon as we gain more analysts. We're putting our course together now. We actually have a platform coming too as well. So I'm super excited, it's going to be an amazing 2019, and I can't wait to help you guys continue to profit in this market. GeoFerta says a Mexican trading site called BitSo recently added BAT, and Mana to its exchange. They have 6 coins in total. What do you think they chose this coins? Are they worth it? Adding a coin to an exchange isn't a reason for you to purchase a coin. There are a lot of different reasons coins get added to exchange. One of my buddies actually knows the founder of Binance, if you guys know CZ. In order to get your coin on Binance, all it takes is you putting up a lot of money up front and going through an application process to legitimize the fact that you are trying to actually put a legitimate project together, etc., and you can get your coin listed. So the fact that BAT and Mana were listed probably just means that they were paying to get listed on that, and they were approved through their approval process. I know some of the people in the BAT team, so they obviously have a legitimate company, so it wouldn't be surprising to me that they did get approved for that. Steve-O says, do you have any information on Ethereum Classic? Not necessarily. I mean, we can quickly pull up the chart, just give it a quick glance, but I don't want to go too much into Ethereum Classic just because it's it's consolidating. It hasn't made any move to the upside. It's not really that exciting right now. Let's see, any other coin requests that you guys want me to check out before I end this stream? By the way, remember, like this video, guys. Make sure to check out our new website. Link is in the description below, and get into our group. I'm telling you guys won't regret it. We've got an awesome team, and we're continuing to build that. Let's see here. Somebody says time to buy. I wouldn't say necessarily yet. In regards to the pennant that's forming right now, yes, we might see a potential move to the upside for the short term, but that doesn't mean we'll see it for the long term. Mr. Speed says, what's your favorite alts? Recently looking at altcoins, I've loved the fact that Ripple has taken the second spot above Ethereum. I've been in this market for over 6 years now, and I've been exposed to Ethereum for a very long time. And to see Ripple really making its move to the upside is awesome. To see its market cap grow and to see its dominance in the market grow, it's nice to see that, because it reminds me of the .com bubble, when you started to see some of the companies just come out of the sand after the huge bubble, and you saw Microsoft, Facebook, Google, right? These power hitters that are now running and controlling our world, if you really think about all the data they have. And so it's like, is Ripple going to be that next company? I wouldn't be surprised. Once again, we've looked at many articles in our past streams talking about Ripple and how, Ripple is making its moves, getting into different banks, really expanding its partnerships. And that's what you need to see in this market in order to see anything succeed. So Andre says, could you please check out Bitcoin Cash? We can definitely pull up BCH, see what's happening here. Doesn't look good here on the daily. Once again, we're not seeing any upside. You can see it's completely below. Not only that, it broke previous support, and that turned into resistance like we just talked about, right? See, these principles are not just out there. These are real principles, guys. Once again, trading is a skill you have to learn once, and once you learn it, you never forget it. And it gets to the point where you can do it on the go. You can use your phone. You can just utilize our education, our signals to see potential setups. Now, I'm not saying our signals are a full-on go. I'm saying that it gives you the opportunity to see potential opportunities, and then you have to apply your own risk management at the end of the day. And that's why the educational piece is so important. Because here's the thing, and I'm going to blow all of your minds right now. Watch. Siron, Seol, Ogsta, Justin, Andre, Hayden, check this out. First you learn, and then you remove the L. Think about that one. what word comes out of that? Earn. So learn and then earn. And that's why it's important to get education. First, you learn and then you remove the L. So, looking at Bitcoin Cash, because we broke that real strong support level that eventually became resistance, it's not looking too good. We might see a break to the upside eventually. However, I would wait for us to start to go above back. This resistance has to turn back into support, because it would be way too dangerous for us to even consider, the fact that this is going to start heading upwards now that it's below this previous resistance. So let's go ahead and see here. Justin says earn. I love it. Triple Ripple says, check the super chat for Silica. Let's go ahead and check out Silica. Good call here. One of these coins, if you guys don't remember Silica, I used to preach Silica, and we saw that, we saw Silica just rise like crazy at one point. It was one of the coins I made a full video on. And once again, all of this material is on our Discord as well. I'm telling you guys, there's so much value in our Discord. It's ridiculous. If I were actually to show you guys our Discord, we actually have a whole report on Silica. If you go to coin reports here, you can actually go here and scroll up, and you'll see here, if you go, you can see Silica coin report. If you guys want to understand what Silica is, we made a whole report here. It's a not a one pager, but it takes their whole white paper and it puts it into a summarized version. So I would definitely check this out. Once again, our resources are just endless in our Discord. Get into our Discord. Link is in the description below. Go to tprofitclub.com/r, and you'll get access to all our signals. Let's go ahead and pull up this Silica chart. I'm not getting a good chart here. Let's go ahead and pull up this Silica chart on Bittrex and see if this one shows any better. I'm trying to get a good chart here. I don't want a chart that has a little bit of data. I want something. There you go. So this gives you a lot more data. Looking at Silica right now, we are in this upwards trend. You can see we're below this EMA right now. I would be interested to see what would happen if we were to pull up these 3 moving averages, see if there's any potential opportunity here. So I like the fact that this 50-day moving average is below price action right now. That's a very good sign. But here's one thing I want you to pay attention to. We saw this drop below the EMA, and then it bounced off of that 50-day moving average. If you're looking for an entry for Silica, the entry would be a perfect spot right on that 50-day moving average around that 1,900,000 Satoshi mark. And so looking at this right now, I would be waiting for an entry here. And you can also see that was a previous resistance level back here November 29th of 2018. And so allow this moving average, what's going to happen is this moving average is also going to start rising as well. And so it's going to, this price might actually move a little bit higher. It might move to that 2 million Satoshi mark. But that's what I would say for Silica. It's not looking too bad at all, actually. I'm really glad that you guys requested this. Thank you, Triple Ripple, because, once again, I don't have the opportunity to look at every chart in the market. My analysts don't have the opportunity to look at every chart in the market. So when you guys bring up requests like this that actually have potential, it's good because then it exposes it to everyone else and it makes people aware of the opportunity. And what I love about this is we have this ascending support level right here as well. And we're also above that 50-day moving average. And you can see as well that ascending support also goes in line with that 50-day moving average. So if you're looking to scalp this, I think the perfect entry would be right along that 50-day moving average. And then I wouldn't be surprised for us to see any potential upside to, and the reason being is because we're in an upward trend. Same thing here with the RSI. You can see here, upward trend, upward ascending support level, and it's still on its way down. So I think there's a little bit more room for us to go down before seeing the upside. And so if you want to scalp this, maybe that 2 million Satoshi mark would be the perfect place to go right there. Filani says, I think it might go down to 2960. Very possible here. This is the Silica USD chart. I'm sorry. So we've been talking about USD value. That's the second mistake during this. I hate making these mistakes, but same thing here. So that was the USD valuation here. You can see with the Bitcoin valuation, a little bit different, but you can also see the moving averages are still below, which is a very positive sign. MACD is up. Now this is curving down, so I'd be a little bit careful here as well. So I would say give Silica a little bit of time to mature its USD chart before going and entering into a coin like that. So let's see if we've got any other questions here. Hopefully that helped out. Let me know if that did. Let's see here. Cron says 1 million Satoshis is 1 BTC. Yeah, if you guys don't understand Satoshi value, then you do. Ron Thomas says, Naeem, what's up? Long time. Thank you, man. Good to see you, Ron. I love it. Thelonious, I think it might go down 29.60. We did just check Tron, best of YouTube. So if you want, you can rewind a little bit. Somebody says made 8% on your trade alert the other day. Guys, I'm telling you, just because the market is boring right now doesn't mean there's not opportunity. That's why I implore you guys, get to the link in the description below, tprofitclub.com/r. Sign up for premium signals. You can see one of our students, over 50%. This stuff makes me so happy because I remember when I first was able to make my account positive and receive an ROI versus losing money and blowing accounts, and the fulfillment of understanding that I could go 30 days in profits was so satisfying because I knew nobody can take that skill away from you. You can see this guy paid for his whole month's membership with one of our signals, and we post them every single day, every day. There might be 1 or 2 days that there's no action in the market, but every single day there's opportunities. There's tons of opportunities with altcoins. You can see these percentages, right? Look at that. Last 7 days, 6%, 7%, 1%, 12%. So it's moving every day. Look, even the 24-hour looks even better. 3%, 4%, 6%, 4%. If you go to traditional markets, if I were to go to Google right now and type in traditional or just type in stocks, right? You won't see any of that in the stock market, right? So it's still an exciting stock. It's an exciting market. You don't see that type of percentage change with regular markets, right? Look at that, 0.75, 0.85, 1.29, 1.26. So this opportunity right now is not going to be around forever. Once the market matures and it becomes trillions of dollars, you're not going to see daily volatility like this. So Rotaxi from Twitch on. What does everyone think of Cardano? Haven't looked at Cardano in a while, actually. I'd be interested to just do a quick chart on Cardano just to see what's happening. Looking at Cardano, this might be a potential opportunity here. Check this out. So you've got this double bottom forming here with RSI on the daily. That's a very good sign for a potential entry because, once again, patterns love to repeat themselves. So every time it goes below 30 or below 20, it wants to go back above 80, right? So right now it's at that down phase, right? Tron is on the top here, so it's not a good place to enter unless you're shorting it. But looking at Cardano, we're in this bottom part where we're going to eventually have to swing back. Why? Because history repeats itself. So the laws don't change. If you understand markets, we're also in this upward trend. And not only that, check that out. We jumped right on that 50-day moving average. So check this out. We just looked at a previous analysis of Silica, right? And I told you guys, wait until it hits that 50-day moving average. Why? Because Silica is pretty much at this point right here where ADA and Cardano was a couple days ago. But if you waited another day, you would have caught the scalp, let it drop, and bounce. Is it a good time to enter? Very, very likely that this is a potential entry. Matter of fact, I might go ahead and make a trade signal for Cardano just because of this chart here. It's beautiful. The fact that we bounced off of that 50-day moving average, we were in this upward trend. Yes, we broke out of it, but we're still bouncing on a support level where we've bounced off of before, and the RSI is completely oversold. These indicators don't lie at the end of the day, and so it's looking really good. Thank you for asking on that. On your website, case studies number 3, that girl is hot. Well, that's not the point. You shouldn't be looking at the case studies. I think you're referring, if you guys go to our website, our new website, link is in the description below. Check it out. I'm telling you guys, you won't regret it. I guess he's referring to this girl here. I don't know if she would want her name out there, but yeah, she's one of our students as well. So amazing testimonials here. James says NPX could go further, but isn't it where it went before? I haven't really looked at that one, James. I guess 2 people are asking about NPXS, so might as well pull that up. Let's go ahead and pull up PundiCoin, PundiX. Take a look at what's happening. So we're seeing a spike in volume. Initially, what I'm looking at in this chart right now, and thank you for requesting this, by the way, guys. We're above these overbought levels, so that's not a good sign. Once again, we reached that, we drop. We reached that, we drop. We reached that, we drop. We've already reached that. Most likely going to drop soon. So in the short term, don't be worried. I don't think there's a potential long position here right now. However, we want to take a look at this. Let's go ahead and zoom into an hour chart and see what's happening here with PundiX. You can see we're seeing some good price action. Let me see if I can actually pull up a chart from Bittrex. It might be a little bit nicer. Nope. Let's go ahead and pull up a chart from Bitfinex. Let's see if they've got a chart here. No, that was a US dollar value. So, I think the best play here is going to be to utilize this chart here. Sometimes when there's low volume, price action looks a little weird on these charts, and it kind of throws analysis off. But looking at this right now, once again, if we were to just focus on this volume, this extreme spike in volume, then we could determine that obviously there's some sort of momentum created here. And I know a couple of the founders of PundyX, so obviously it's a coin that's trying to be a legitimate player in this market. So for me to see this, I would assume that there's some sort of fundamental reason attached to this. And so technical analysis could sometimes be thrown out the window when there's fundamentals that affect the price action. But just seeing this MACD completely overstretched and the RSI completely overbought, I'd be very careful with a potential entry right now with PundyX. So that's what I would say. It's let this RSI consolidate at the minimum before an entry. Because at the end of the day, it has to go back down. It does it every single time. There hasn't been a time it hasn't, right? Every time it goes above 70.80, it goes right down below 30.20. Every time it goes to 30.20, it eventually makes its way above 80 and 70. So that's what I would say there. We're going to be wrapping up this stream, guys. It's a little bit late. It's 11:30. Give us a like on this video if you guys appreciate these late night streams, if you guys want more of these. It's like 4 a.m. Eastern time, so I feel bad for those Eastern timers. But I'm super passionate about this market. I'm super excited for the development of Traders Profit Club. It's been such a blessing. I appreciate and I have so much gratitude for each and every one of our students. And when you guys get any sort of positive optimism because of some of our trade calls or our education or our videos or our analysts, let me know, because that stuff drives and motivates me. I love seeing awesome positive messages. I love getting messages from students saying they made 50% on their account this month because of our signals and our education. That's the stuff that drives and motivates me. And most importantly, speaking at events, meeting you guys, and then having some of you reach out and say how much I've impacted you. That's unheard of. That's priceless to me, and that's why we're going to be throwing a huge, awesome event March 2nd in Hollywood, California. If you guys want details, send me a DM on Instagram. I'll send you guys a very special offer just because you're doing it through this live stream, which meant that you only heard it on the live stream. And follow me on Instagram at Naeem, Naeem, and that's all the Instagram is. And I'll start posting some details of that event. But, let me know if you guys enjoyed this live stream on the chat. Let's see who's on. Larry Banks in the house. Justin in the house. Primetime in Melbourne, bro. I have some friends visiting here from Melbourne. Matter of fact, the girl here on testimonial number 3 is from Australia. So it's cool having people from around the world. Don't buy the pump. I love that, Justin. Justin's learning, man. I can't wait for Justin to be one of our huge testimonials as well. It's going to be amazing. Ron says, did Naeem do HOT already? I don't believe I did HOT, but we did a lot of other analysis, and we can quickly pull it up just to see if there's opportunity. I love looking at charts because it doesn't take that much to glance at it. Not much to talk about here. We're at these previous support levels. We're seeing this RSI drop back down. So I'm not going to do a deep analysis here because we want to wrap this baby up. Let's see here. Justin says, the hot girl, LOL. Steve-O says, awesome live stream. Thank you so much. Andre, thanks so much. Greetings from Helsinki with 6C. Great day to everyone. I love it. Do silver. Let's not get into that right now, C-Ron. I don't want to go into silver just yet. I've been so focused on crypto analysis that, going and doing silver, the markets are so much different. Crypto markets are faster. They're more volatile. The patterns, they change faster. The patterns, they take less time to develop. So there's a lot of differences between silver, gold markets, commodity markets, and cryptocurrency markets. And so, you have to be careful with, mixing those mindsets. Let's see. Larry says, facts. Very comprehensive is the way my personal CCC cryptocurrency counselor gives it up. My dude, every time. Jules. Thank you, brother. I know you've been making a ton of moves on our Discord. I see you. Triple says, those girls are pretty hot, but must have hairy armpits. Oh, no. Rod says, Naeem, what are you holding at the moment? I'm staying as liquid as possible, Ron. Like I said, with the consolidation, I'm waiting to see where we consolidate. If we consolidate between 3,000 and 4,000, I'll be happy. And that's when I can start really making positions. And, I would probably only be holding 3 or 4 coins just based on knowing, history repeats itself once again. And so, if you look at the dot-com bubble, 95% of the companies are not around anymore. And so majority, if you read Principles by Ray Dalio, it's in our recommended reading list. you'll learn that markets repeat themselves. Market cycles last 10 to 12 years. Sometimes they elongate themselves as well based upon the market size. So there's a lot of things that affect this market. James is not saying it will go up further. It very well could, but that is how you lose, by jumping into the coin with the highest gains. Exactly. So thank you guys so much. If you guys enjoyed this, once again, like this video right now. Let's see if we can hit 50 likes on the stream. We've got over 100 viewers. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for all of the amazing support, all of the awesome messages. I get them every single day. It means so much. I wish I could respond to every single one of you guys. Get into our premium group. Go to the link in the description below, or go to tprofitclub.com/r and sign up and get our signals. This market doesn't have to be boring. Try it for a month. If you don't like it, it's all good. And I promise you guys are going to enjoy it. And once again, this is just a start. We're going to add so much more for our members over the next few weeks. And that's what I'm working on. And I'm going to be working on that all night. So thank you guys so much. Love you all. Joshua Stevens says, love you, bro. Love you too, man. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. And until our next live stream, just stay up to date. By the way, before we go, let me just mention this. So every single day we're posting market health updates here. We do live trading Monday through Friday with Brenton Walker. Get on Brenton's live streams if you guys want and ask him questions. He's killing it right now. He had some amazing trades. If you go to Forex Signals, look at this, 116 pips. Another one, Zao USD took profit. I think that was like over 50 pips on that one. Another one, 21 pip gain. So there's so much awesome things that you guys have access to. Take advantage of it. Go through the premium education, go through the coin reports, go through the helpful reads. All of that is there for you. Engage in the chat. That's even bigger, right? The Discord is there for you guys to utilize as a resource, and it's on your phone, so it doesn't take too much of your time. There's a mobile desktop version, so you can do all of this on your phone, on the go, at work, while you're with your kids, while you're doing what you need to do, So I'm super excited to just provide more value to you guys. I'm going to, work all night. I was up until 5 a.m. yesterday building out some things for our members through our platform that we're going to be launching. And so I'm going to get to work. Thank you guys so much. Much love. Naeem out. Joey says, so do you think there's going to be a recession soon? Maybe that should be the topic for our next live stream. Because if you look at traditional markets, NASDAQ's down over 20%. 2008 recession was right over 50%. So we can very well be in a recession. So just to keep things exciting, the next topic will be, are we going to be heading into a recession? Snipers out.